Hi guys, old John here again. Not old John, it's John here again. Got Roger with me today. He just stepped out for a smoke and I realised I was a bit late, so I thought I'd better start. I'm not sure if it's coming through to you guys yet because nothing's shown on my screen. This did this last time as well, so I'm not too concerned. It should be on the screen by now, shouldn't it? Ah yes, so this is there. Yep. So, my mic appears to be noisy. Oh, okay. So Roger just popped out for a smoke. He should be back any second. So today is another test question and answer session, and it does take a while to get these things going. I know from past experience. So today I've got a pile of questions given to me through Minds, a couple from Roger as well. And so I'm going to start doing these until Roger comes back. So let's get us on the screen. Hang on, I think Roger's on his way back, so we'll just wait till he's back. Yeah, you there, Roger?
Yeah, I'm here.
Sorry, I had to start the stream. It's like 5 minutes past the hour, 6 minutes past the hour, so I had to start.
Are you on already?
Yeah, I'm on now. Yeah.
Okay.
Um, What should I do? Should I start off with the questions I've already got, or what do you think? Or do you want to? You ask me anything, or what do you want to do?
Well, I mean, if you want to start out with the questions, and then that'll give me a chance to ask you some more questions as you go along. So,
Okay. Well, I've got a pile of questions from Bob Dub, so I'll start off with these. Right, here's her first. She said, "You mentioned the joy that welled up in you that led to your spiritual awakening. I feel numb inside as if I'm in a trance all the time. What is the message that made you experience that joy, and where can one hear that message?" Well, the answer to that is Bob is asking me this in response to when I sort of got my spiritual awakening. And I had that by seeing other people who were in like a church that I was sort of involved in, a religious group I was involved in. I sort of like went there because I was trying to date one of the girls there, and ended up saw that they had something, and I just like a feeling of joy welled up in me, and I now know it was my spiritual awakening. So that's what happened then to me. It's not something I've experienced since. It only ever happened once. So that's the only real answer I can give to that. Next question, she said to me, "You have said that positivity is a way of thinking. What is positivity? What are positive thoughts? And how can I train myself to think them?" Well, that's an extremely hard question, really. In my, I suppose the only way I can answer that is to try and be positive in every outlook in your life, if you can be. And once you start to be positive, it sort of can grow from there. And that's the only real answer I can give to that. It's a bit of a difficult question. Next question. What is a medium? Why is a message from a dead person important? How can I trust the person that you say his message is from is really from that person? Well, it's a different one again. I get messages from the other side. I think from dead people. I don't know, from angels. I don't know really where they're coming from because I've never been told properly. Sometimes I think from my higher self, sometimes from my guides. But to be honest, the only way you can really know is from experience. I really can't tell a person how they can receive stuff like this without, what sort of. I really can't explain that. It's just experience, and the better your connection to your source, the easier it is for this to happen and to understand it. Right, I'll read Strange Stories question then. Can you please explain what church you attended? I was in a born again Christian church. That's what it was. A meeting of theirs. That's what I attended. So that's the answer to that one. Getting Bob back to Bob's questions. I recently had a situation where I felt compelled to give a message, but I thought I would look stupid doing it, so I resisted. The compulsion grew stronger and stronger until I couldn't resist it, so I blurted the message out and the person did not receive it well. How would you suggest delivering a message? I find it to be very awkward. Well, to be honest, sometimes I do as well, and sometimes I just don't give the messages because it's an awkward situation. But to be honest, if you were compelled to say that message to a person, they need you to hear it. They may not maybe accept that they need you to hear it like today or tomorrow, but maybe 6 months down the line they think, oh my god, that message makes so much sense. And so that's my answer to that. Yes, it is difficult, and if it makes you feel uncomfortable, just try to avoid it. But if you feel you need to put the message out, just do it, and just don't expect anything. Most of the time you get a positive response, in my experience, of stuff like this. Not always, but 99% the time I do. Strange stories, messages again. Do you believe that words have power? Yes. They can raise a person's soul, they can lower it, send them to a bad place. Words can send people to, to war. Words can send people to do harmful things to themselves, commit suicide. Words are very powerful, and words can also uplift you, send you to places you'll never get to without them. So overall, I'd say yes, they're very powerful. Bob has asked me again, why are you so excited about the future? I don't really know that I am. I'm sort of, maybe a little bit, as I can see things unfolding, and I think it's going to be for the greater good for everyone. I'm not really say I'm excited. I'm sort of a bit like nervous, a bit like apprehensive of it, but I know that it'll work out in the end. It's just that it's like, I don't know. It's hard because I can see the future. I can see stuff for the future, but it's still quite daunting. So we'll just wait and see what happens about that. I think the next question is in reference to when I took a break from Wonderful World of Weirdness. And this was how long have you been on a break? I've been on 2 breaks with Wonderful World of Weirdness. One was for about 6 months, mostly around the time of COVID, and the second last one was 18 months. And that's the answer to that one. And I just see Ramon, if I pronounce that right. How do you work on words not hurting you? It's difficult, yes. Words do hurt me, yes. We're human beings, we do get hurt from I suppose you try to deflect them by responding to them in a positive way, and maybe to try not to give them power. Then the person that said the nasty things to you, bad things to you, not to make them lose their power by sometimes saying something like positive back to them, and it like stuns them, and they don't know what quite to say. That would probably be my way of dealing with it. Not always easy to do, yes. And words do hurt me; they hurt everyone. But I would try to respond with negative words with a positive response if you feel like you can do that. And sometimes, if that positive response makes the person who said them harsh things think about it, you suddenly realise, wow, this person is human. This person maybe was hurting when he said these hurtful things in a different way, and it again, this reduces the sort of power of the effect of the harsh words, then, so to speak, if that makes sense. Alright, Bob again. You speak of saving the world and feeling joy welling up, and about looking forward to the future. What is in the future that makes you look forward to it? You seem very positive about life somehow. Your energy is light and airy. Well, I basically seen a future where I've seen this very recently, where like people who are awakened, people who like myself, quite who have got quite a good connection. I feel like I've got a good connection on the other side. I feel that they're going to come more to the surface in this world than they are now. They're sort of beneath the surface of the world. We're sort of like the minority. We're sort of like maybe shunned by some people, who live in their own worldly bubbles, and they think people like us are like, idiots and don't know what we're talking about. I'm not quite sure the situation that's going to evolve to this, but I've been shown that we are going to be forcing our way out into the world in a way that's going to get us noticed. And I really don't know how that's going to happen and what's going to lead to that, but I've just seen that that's going to happen. Again, I really don't know how, but maybe later on I will. Right. How do you find enlightenment? Oh, God. Well, I would say enlightenment is raising your positivity, raising your vibration, uh, strengthening your connection to the source. We're all connected to the source from the moment we're on this planet. If we're atheists, if we're Christians, if we're Buddhist, whatever our faith or non-faith, whatever the case may be, we're all connected by a silver cord to the afterlife. And how we go about being connected to this and living our life is down to the choices we make, down to the world we're born in, and so on, the people we're with, and that's why I think enlightenment is striving to become the most sort of highest spirituality self that you can make yourself, being enlightened. That's what I put it down to. Can I describe a vision of the future? I've seen a few. But the one I had all last week was in my mind for a week until I started telling people, and then it went. It was like I had to share it with people. It was basically just that if you like look at the people who are spiritual as being below the surface in the world's perspective, in the mind's eye, we're the ones just below the surface. Never really hitting the headlines unless we're in some paper where we're ridiculed or something like that. We're just the people that's mostly ignored by the general world population. As I said just now, I don't know what it is I'm seeing, but I'm seeing it's like it's like a volcano erupting. It's like it's breaking through that, like, barrier, so to speak, I suppose. World. I've just seen it, and I don't know probably what it means and how it's going to come about, but I've just seen it's going to happen. And I would say there's a message from the other side. It was in my head for 4 days until I eventually realised that I was seeing it, and then I told a few people, and then it's moved on. It's not in my head anymore, but that's the only way I can describe it. It's sometimes hard for me. I see stuff, but I can't put into words what I see. It's really difficult. Yeah, I understand, Rowan. Yeah, I've been like that. I still am sometimes. It isn't nice. People being negative towards you. But you've got to understand, some people out there, they're hurting a lot, and that's why they do it. It's not because of you or me or whoever they're saying the comments to us, because they're maybe a lot of pain in their life, emotional pain and stuff. Um,
No,
Sorry, you going to say something, Roger?
no, no. When it comes to like negativity and everything, what's your stance on that? Where do you think that actually comes from? Like, do you think it's something spiritual, or do you think it's something that is inherited from like parents and stuff like that? Well, I mean, what's your whole stance on that? The way a person is negative. I mean,
Negative would be, um, I wouldn't say spiritual. It's probably anti-spiritual, if that makes sense. It's probably the opposite of being spiritual. because when you're negative, you're going away from your spirit, your essence, your connection. In my point of view, um, and to cause negative, it's just so much that can cause it. It can be bad people doing it, yeah. It could be negative forces in the world, yeah, that can cause that. There's a lot of places negativity can come from, to be honest. From your own mind. Um, it's but it's definitely not. I say non-spiritual, but sometimes um, negative forces which probably have come from the spiritual realm can cause negativity as well. So, but generally, negativity is non-spiritual in my perspective. That's how I view it. That makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. Thanks.
Ramon asks, "What are your thoughts on men viewing internet pornography? Is it bad for you?" It's up to the individual. I'm not here to say what's right and wrong with people. If that's what you wish to do or don't wish to do, it's entirely up to you. I'm not like um, if you go to a religious church, the first thing I say to you, of course, no, don't do it. Um, but I'm not that sort of person. You do what's right for your right or wrong for you. Um, if you said to me, would it help you spiritually? Then no, it won't. No, definitely not. Um, and but you know, that's all I can say on that. Really, it's a touchy subject for some people, and I don't really want to go down that road. Especially if you're very religious. Obviously, the first thing they would say is totally no way, don't do that. But if you're non-religious, then people would say, well, it's up to the individual, and so that's all I can really say about that. But if you want to know if it helps you spiritually, then probably doesn't. No, and it probably doesn't help in your outlook towards women in a sense, because you look at them maybe different than you would do if you weren't accessing doing that and stuff like that. But again, it depends on the individual and how balanced they are in life and stuff like that. Then really. So I think yes. Got another question. Right. Ramona said the internet and YouTube sometimes can be a bit influential. I cannot tell when something is true or not. Yeah, I can believe that. I'm a sort of person who I don't watch the news. I don't watch TV. I watch some stuff on YouTube. Yes, I watch like some Rogers videos and sort of like spiritual stuff. I sometimes watch that on video, but I stay away from like the trending stuff and the TikTokers and all that. It's just nonsense to me. And I know I do get where you come from with influence because it's influenced my son. I try to restrict how much he goes on YouTube, but he does go on it, and he's been influenced quite badly at times by stuff he's seen on YouTube. So I think for children, if I could ban him from YouTube altogether, I would. I really would, because it's really toxic for young minds because they don't understand properly what they're seeing. For older people, no, not so much because you know what's right and what's wrong. But for younger people, I think YouTube is basically a very toxic place. I don't think it's good for them. On the most part. YouTube kids, not so bad there. That's not so bad, but most kids these days just want to go onto YouTube. They don't want to go on YouTube Kids. So again, it's up to the individual and how they parent their kids, what have you. But I think if you're going on YouTube, I just try to stay like to the positive sort of stuff. Stuff that makes you feel good. Stuff makes you have a laugh. If you're watching stuff that's making you feel a bit like not so good about yourself and feel a bit negative about things afterwards, and I probably would avoid them myself. That sort of side of it. That's just my opinion on it, and that's what I do myself. So I got another question. The last question of Bob. It's quite a long one. This is how to introduce our parents to internet communities. So the point is, she's the backlog to this is she's going to visit her parents in South Africa soon. So she says here, so the point is that my parents watch TV. They're old and conservative. My dad was a priest and my mum was a school teacher. They are very mentally and stimulated. I would love to be able to introduce them to you to some of the mental stimulation instead of the mind-bendingly boring movies on Netflix. They don't have friends. So over there, it would be nice for them to listen to one of your live shows with them. Introduce them to the way of your entertainment. From your online experience, do you have any tips or ideas how they could do that successfully? They're set in their ways. Probably from my channel, the best way to introduce them to my sort of stuff that I do is the podcast because they're lots shorter and smaller. If you try to introduce them to an hour-long interview, they're probably just going to say, no, this is too long, this is boring. So I would definitely start off on the podcast because they're a lot shorter and to see if it works for them, if they like them. That's all I really could say about that. And I think the last question I got on here, I got one on there. Oh, I got one from Strange Stories. In your opinion, how has technology influenced us as a whole? It's good and bad, I would say. Some things is good, yeah, and some things is bad. I think the fact now you see kids, teenagers now, all they want to do is be on the games consoles, which is nothing wrong with games consoles. I've got one myself. But when you're a youngster, you should be enjoying your life. You should be out and about. That's what I do when I was out. I was playing football. I was out in the woods exploring. Playing doing all sorts of stuff. And I wouldn't change my upbringing for the world. But nowadays, kids are stuck on their iPads. They're stuck on watching YouTube all evening. They're on games consoles a lot, not just a little bit on it, a lot, and they become making them antisocial to other children. And whereas, say, when I was young, the social aspect, meeting up with your friends, was the best thing of all. I loved it. I wouldn't have changed my upbringing for the world. So in that sense, technology, I think, has become a bad thing. If there was some law that came out to saying kids couldn't have technology till they were 11 or 12, I think it would be a good thing. To be honest, never going to happen. I know that, but I think it would be a good thing so they actually enjoy their youth a bit more. But that's just me because I'm an older guy. In my perspective, there's people out there who would disagree with me. I know. Technology towards health research and stuff like that. Yeah, that's I think it's quite amazing some of the leaps and bounds they've done. There's my neighbour who has you have to have heart. Well, sort of not. You would have had to have heart surgery. You'd have to be cut open and have to have heart surgery. But they did this thing with him where they put a camera through one of his veins and did something in his heart, all from him just sitting down on a chair, and they did it all for him. And the technician was in another room doing it, and he had to have no surgery, nothing. It was all done through this camera and computers and wire, and I don't know what they did exactly. And I thought that was mind blowing, because 20 years ago he'd have to be cut open, have serious surgery, and done what they had to do to him, and I just thought that was absolutely amazing. So that side of things, technology is amazing. And if we went through technology, I wouldn't be here talking to you guys now. I'd just, be doing God knows what now, And so yeah, that's my view on that. And I think the last question I got on the board here is, I have a question for your next Q&A. If you had to do anything again when it comes to your channel, what would you do? That's from Roger again. And what I would do different is I would talk on my videos from the start. Because what's affected my videos on YouTube a lot is the fact that I don't narrate. I don't like getting opinions about things in my older videos. And it affected the way the channel went in the end. And also when I started my videos, I was doing a lot of different subjects, doing teleportation, UFOs, I was doing all sorts of stuff. And as time went on, it just basically all changed to creepy stuff. And I should never have done that with hindsight. I should have just kept my wide focus that I had and just kept at that, but I didn't. And so hence we led to where it led in the end. So that's my question, that's my answer to that. So at the moment, I've got no more questions, unless you've got anything, Roger.
You answered the ones that I brought up, but There was one thing that popped up in my head just now, and it was like you were talking about taking your breaks, and I know because I've known you for a while now, that there were issues that really hit you pretty hard back then. I was wondering if there was a chance you'd be willing to, uh, you know, tell everybody, a little bit about what that was that caused you to where you had to take those breaks.
Um, well, the first one, proper one, was because of COVID, because my son was home, because all the schools, the kids weren't allowed to go to school and what have you. Because back then, my paranormal videos, I basically be sat at the computer for 5, 6 hours a day. Pretty much, I dropped my son off at school when I came home, and I had to go back again and again. And then having food breaks, or whatever, I'd be looking at clips on the video and trying to make compilation videos. That was basically my life. I wasn't going off on no walks. I wasn't going shopping. I wasn't I was doing nothing. I was just doing. That was my world. Okay. And then my son was home with me all the time, and of course I couldn't do that. So um, I just had to stop. So then when I started back, I realised that I it was different. Something had changed in me. My healing side of things had developed, and I was a different person. And so I started doing videos, narration-based stories and stuff like with some of the ones that you shared with me. I started doing them, so I went a slightly different direction. And then again, my son ended up being off school for 2 months because of bullying. He refused to go to school. So that affected me, so I couldn't do the videos like I wanted, but I was able to do them just at a reduced rate. And I sort of plodded on, and it was quite a weird reason for stopping it to you guys, I think it's going to be. There was a lady who shared a clip on Facebook who had lost her daughter, and I saw the clip on Facebook. I actually helped her zoom it in a bit because it wasn't the way it was. And I slowed it down for her, zoomed it in. It was one of the most amazing pieces of life after death evidence I've ever seen in my life. It was just absolutely incredible. And I asked her if I could share it on my Wonderful World Immerse. It was going to be my next video in January of, what year are we now? 2022. And she refused because she was still grieving, and I totally get this. Maybe I shouldn't have asked, but I did, And it got to me so much. It was like thinking of all the years, because all the videos I did, I did them for entertainment because I like and stuff with the music and stuff like that. But I always tried to include stuff which I thought was real. I accepted maybe a lot of it wasn't real, but I did it because I wanted to include stuff that was real as well. So I thought. I'm no expert. You sort of learn as you go along. And there I was, found this most genuine clip I think I've ever seen in my life, and I couldn't share it. And I was just so demoralised, disheartened. I just couldn't do anything. I thought, I just stopped. Not expecting to stop for so long. And I genuinely expected that I wasn't going to go back to it, to be honest. I thought that was the end. I did that interview with you, as I said to you in an interview, I thought that's it. That was the end, and through doing the interview with you, it's kick-started it again, and I started doing my interviews because I sort of got guided, and so it's your fault.
They always blame me.
Yeah, I was blaming you. Yeah.
Yeah, that was an excellent answer. I think you had an awakening right there, that something stirred inside of you with that video,
Yeah.
and just the the thing that gets me is like you put out all those videos and everything. Now, when that happened, did like the thought of all those other videos being real and like there's a certain amount of reality to it hit you?
Um, which other my old videos? You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I haven't really thought of them, to be honest. I hadn't really thought in that way, no. But
Okay.
I do know that some people have been awakened from me interviewing them. It's awakened something in them. Not many, but a couple have. Some people have been healed when I've been interviewing them, and I felt I've been healed, and I've been interviewing sometimes. There's
Hmm.
all weird stuff going on. It was like it's not just me interviewing somebody, and there's a lot of like other stuff going on, and it's like at the moment I've hit a brick wall because nobody wants to meet. I got several lined up to interview, and nobody's actually done the commit to do this. So it's all good because since I started doing the interviews, I started then doing the solo podcasts, and I've gone and strongly pushed to do a video, which is not released yet. I made yesterday; it's going to be released soon, and so it's like different things are unfolding to do with everything. I say it started with the interviews, then the podcast, and we started Old Men Talking, the show we do, and stuff. Other things are like unfolding. I don't really know in what way yet, but I know that it is. Um, it's the first that any of my wonderful weirdness followers are going to know about it. So I've also created a backup channel called Mystical Awakenings TV, where I'm backing up my spiritual stuff for now. There is more reasons behind this, which I'll reveal at a later date. But I've done that as well because I still feel that even though I'm not doing it, I've never been a conspiracy theorist channel, ever. But because I've done UFO videos and stuff like that in the past, YouTube deems me as a conspiracy theorist channel. So now here I am doing mostly spiritual stuff now. And looking at the analytics, it's obvious to me that YouTube is not sharing my videos to the audience that wants to see them. So what I've done with this backup channel, which is a backup channel, even says on it, it's a wonderful word, it's backup channel. I've gone about it. I'm still doing it. I haven't really shared it anyway yet. I've doing the tag thing. I'm getting the tag spot on, getting the thumbnail spot on. I'm going to share it the right way when I'm ready to do it, and I'm going to see if the same content on a new channel, which has got no, it's not deemed a conspiracy channel because it's never had done any creepy videos, never done anything. I'm looking to see if it develops on its own, if you know what I mean. I'm just curious as a back. I'm just waiting to see what happens, because again, this might sound silly to you guys out there, but I was actually talking to a lady I was interviewing about making this backup channel, and as soon as I said about making a backup channel, no, what it was, no, I tell you what it was. It was a day that, how can I say, I'm making this stuff for my channel now, like the interviews, the podcast, whatever. But I know I'm sharing it to an audience which largely doesn't want to see it because they want to see my creepy stuff, and I totally get that. So obviously you're going to get like people unsubbing, and your views are going to go down because they don't want to see what you're doing, and I'm largely fine with that. It doesn't really bother me. But one particular day, it did bother me. It just got to me because we're all human at the end of the day. So I happened to mention to this person who I actually did an interview with last week about it, and I said to her, I said I even thought of making another channel just loosely like that because it's in the back of my mind. And then I ended up making it as a backup channel, but it just said it loosely to her because I was a bit like peed off then, so to speak. And the powers that be showed me straight away that if I made this other channel, that it would rise really rapidly, grow really rapidly. And I thought, oh, why am I showing that now? And it's the same stuff I'm doing on both channels. I'm just copying them everything over onto my new channel. There's Gone on Wonderful World of Weirdness. But I was shown it would rise really rapidly. And it's only like about 3 days old, 4 days old, but it's already starting to show signs of being shared with um, YouTube search more than the same videos are on Wonderful World already, which is a much bigger channel. So I was thinking, well, what's going on? You know what I mean? It's like, how do you get rid of that stigma? If it is that, how do you get rid of it? How do I get rid of it from my current channel now? Or can you get rid of it? You know, if you're sort of blacklisted, can you get around that? Is there a way around it? I don't know if there is. So I don't know. So that's my take on it. So I gotta have a drink. My voice is going.
That was a good
Or a
answer.
talking earlier as well.
That was a good answer. I
Yeah.
was like, wow. So, um, I don't, I don't really have any more questions at the moment. I,
Yeah.
I kind of forgot today was your questions and answers thing. So,
Oh, it's a lot better than last week. Did
yeah,
you see last week me talking to
yeah.
myself for 20 minutes? And people liked that actually. A few people have said they loved it, you know. Oh, God. I'm glad this week has been like 40 minutes, pretty much been quite intense, isn't it? It's been solid.
hmm
So
I,
double the length of last week already, so it's going the right way. And we have actually had questions from, some of the, well, one of the subs anyway, and two of the subs, including you, so which is kind of cool, you know.
hmm oh, the thing that, what's his name, Raymond?
Yeah,
What he said, I mean, that really stuck out to me too. It's like, just, negative words and how people
yeah,
can affect you, and for me, I that's the one thing I've always wondered, like, e- even like in ancient times, people who believed in magic and stuff believed that uh, words had power, the ability to do something, you know what I mean? Like, not just influencing other people, but like you can literally say something that's magical and can influence,
yeah. No,
and
sure.
that that's one thing that I wonder, like, do you think that it could actually, words could actually like have that kind of power?
Definitely, for sure. Definite. 100%.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
something. Yeah, go
it,
ahead.
I think the person that maybe delivering the word has to believe it, as though, maybe. You can't just say it loosely. You can't just say, like to someone, oh, I don't know, I'm going to use say an example. Just you can't. You've got to actually. It's got to be intent. There's got to be focus. There's got to be belief, and maybe belief from the people who have been the word is directed against as well. You know, like if say in olden times somebody says a famine's come in and or something like that, and there may not be a famine coming because he said that. All the natives will probably believe it, and because they all believe it's going to be a famine, they actually manifest and create there's going to be a famine, because I believe that can happen as well. That people actually can create your own destiny in a negative way or a good way. It can happen, especially if enough of you are thinking the same thing. That's my view on it.
It's a good way of looking at it too. So
Piper Dawn says, I appreciate your honesty and I just like to listen to your voice. Thank you for all you've shared. Thank you very much for saying that. That's very kind of you. Yeah. So, I think,
that's that's pretty nice.
yeah. Yeah, losing my voice because me and Roger were in a show earlier on Roger's. Which channel did you have it on YouTube? Or was it on Rumble?
It
You
was
put it on.
on. It'll be on YouTube
Yeah,
too, but it's going to be on the Praetorian. It's
Victoria. Yeah.
Roger's real time talk. Roger's real time talk show event
Yeah. So we were on
is
that
what I.
from 11 till 12ish, wasn't it? So now we're there, and now and I got off that show and I was on the phone to two people, and now I'm back on this. It's like I need my voice to rest, you know? So it's like, you know what I mean?
That's the way it's been for
So
me. It's just been like a complete uh, one thing right after the other is the best way I can say it. It's just,
yeah, sometimes it's the best way to be in it. Sometimes.
yeah.
So any more questions from anyone watching the stream? I think 5 are watching it at the moment. Anyone want? And you see, you can join us on Jitsi. I think I put it in the description. I don't know now. I can't see. Let's see if I can see down here. Oh, yes, it's there. Yeah, it's a link, a Jitsi link. If you want to join, come on here to chat with me and Roger real time. You can join us. Not many people like to do that. I understand that, but you can if you want to. We won't bite. Well, I won't anyway. Ramon says, thanks for that input on negative words, even if it's jokes. Sometimes I even blame myself why people say these things. No, Roman, you should never blame yourself for what people say. Really, how can you control what comes out of their mouth? You can't, you know. Don't get me wrong, you might have done something which made him say something like this by accident, or just being a normal person sometimes. I definitely wouldn't blame yourself for what other people say. Everyone's responsible for their own words. If they're good or bad, they're all responsible. You know, words are powerful. You know, words can look at TV. People just say one thing one day, boom, their career's gone, just for saying one sentence. You know what I mean? It's just subject to do this end of a podcast. Words. You know, never thought about it before till you, Roger, and you mentioned it. It's thought provoking, isn't it? You know, it is thought provoking. I never thought about words, how they can affect you. Never thought of it till today. So it's quite interesting.
I do find it strange, like when you say things. Eventually, if you pay attention, you can see how just things start manifesting
Yeah,
around you after that. Just saying something, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like if you're holding something in that's really bothering you, just say it out loud. You know, a lot of people like to talk to themselves and keep it held inside their own head, and they don't realize that they don't speak it. They don't say it with their own mouth out loud. Even if nobody's there, just say it out loud, you know.
yeah,
That's one thing that I've always wondered what
yeah.
people's thought.
I found that just like talking in interviews, it's helped me loads, and it helps others. And you probably find it helps you in different situations. You know, when we talk about stuff, definitely helps. It's a way of releasing, um, as you said, ideas, things we need to share, things we need to like let out in the world. You know, and I think it's important to do that. Ramon's written. But I realise if I work on myself, it helps a lot receiving negative energy. But it seems you can't win whether you're in a good place or a bad place mentally. Yeah, but you can win. You've got to be. You sound to me, Ramon, if you know me saying that you lack maybe a bit of confidence, and you know it's easy for me to say here, you know, but that's probably a lot of it. You just need to try and find your confidence. Just work on yourself, and everything else will just click into place. You'll in time, you know. Everyone's, as I said before, everyone's got their own time clock. Some people it might take a day to do something. Some people might take a year. Some people might take 10 years. There's no rush. You just do it at your own, you know, um, your own time. But yeah, just keep working on yourself. Don't worry about the negative. That'll just sort itself out as time goes on, for sure. Um, I hope that helps. That makes sense. Okay, yeah, I think so as well. I agree with you. Thank you very much. Yeah, so, God, talked for 50 minutes. This time's a difference than last week. Oh, God, I was singing everything last week. Or threatening to sing.
Hey man, we still want to hear some songs. Come
Yeah.
on, man.
Oh, damn, we're out of
Let's.
time. Damn. Is that the time? Oh, damn.
He's smooth. He's smooth.
No, no.
He's
So,
he's he's a smooth man.
oh, dear. So, I think, well, we'll give it. Well, I didn't think it would last this long, to be honest. It lasted 50 minutes now. I'll give it, say, 5 more minutes, see if anybody else wants to ask me anything or say anything else, and I'll wrap it up unless somebody does, and I'll try and stick it out for an hour or so, because we're not far off. But I won't sit here talking to myself for 10 minutes, 20 minutes like last week. No, I won't do that because my voice is going anyway. But I will if anyone wants to ask me something. Could be anything. Could be anything about my channel. Could be anything to do with my beliefs about things. And even if you've got an issue with anything in your life, I mean, I can try and help. I mean, I'm not, not trained for it, but I do try and help people if I can. Anything that, that's what I'm here for. So there we go. Sound of silence.
I think it's a good habit to get into with the questions and answers. I did try to do it a couple times, but like the patience of waiting for more and more people to actually participate in these, or it takes time.
Yeah.
And like um with your questions and answers, like from last week, I just didn't know that you were getting ready to do it when you did it. And like today, I was surprised even beforehand. So that's why I jumped on and I wanted to get involved with it. And from now on, I'll start thinking of questions for you throughout the week and make a list of them. That way, you have questions to answer and stuff. So, because
Yeah,
there's
appreciate
still
that.
a lot of things I want to know about you.
Uh,
You're a mystery man.
yeah, no, I think it helped. Bob wrote down a load of them. I think I need to put it somewhere, maybe put on a Minds page or something just for questions. I think Bob suggested that. Maybe I should because it's hard when the questions are like some are on YouTube, some are on Minds. You can lose them, you forget them. I'm sure you asked me something else, and I've lost that on Mind somewhere, and I can't find it. But I can't, well, so I'll have to sort something out. But it definitely helped having a load of questions at the start. It got the stream sort of going. Definitely. So Ramona said, I look through your videos, nothing seems to stand out that I remember, but I don't normally sub to channels, but when I do, it's because I really like you. Thank you very much. And he also said, oh yeah, this is the first time I've been on your channel's live stream. I was wondering to myself, when did I sub to you? I can't remember. I can't remember either, but I remember your name popping up on comments a while back. I do remember that, but a few years ago, I think. Definitely think it's a good few years ago. Probably when my old stuff was going, so that would be like, I don't know, maybe 2-3 years ago at least. I can't remember now about that. It's nice to see the chat full as well, isn't it? A few people asking on there. Oh,
See,
somebody else is.
this is why I put background music on my videos. That way, at least I have something cool to listen to.
Piper Dawn said, I got to get, but it was good to see you smile. These will get bigger. You're a good man with a good heart and good advice. Much love. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Piper. And Ramon said, so I delete some of the videos. No, I've not deleted them. I've unlisted them. On my website, all the videos are, I say 99% of the videos still. There's a few I've still got to add. They're all there. You can just click on the links and watch them like you can on YouTube. And on my Odyssey page, they're all of my videos are on there. Every single one of them are on there. I'm Wonderful Witness on Odyssey. They're all on there. The reason I did that is because I'm promoting the channel at the moment more on a spiritual side of things. I wanted the channel people to come on there to see spiritual stuff. Also, I've unlisted the videos and none of them are deleted because some of the very old ones I deleted made for copyright reasons, but they were like many years ago. That was like maybe about 4 or 5 years ago. That would have been, so that's the reason for it. Yeah, I've just unlisted them. I haven't deleted them. They're still there. You can find them on Odyssey. You can find them on my site. They're all on there, and playlists of them are on there, so they're all there. But that's the reason for it. But I'm not sure in long term if I'm going to do the spiritual stuff on my new channel and maybe less on here, and then maybe I'll bring the other ones, all the old videos back on here. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'm waiting to see what happens, see how it goes really. But then nothing is deleted, my mainstream stuff, unless it's through copyright, because I have had strikes and stuff before, and I've had removal notices of some videos which you can't avoid. You've got to. That's the danger. See, when you're doing stuff, you're compiling other people's stuff. It doesn't belong to you. And there's always that risk. It's happened to me loads. Saturday afternoon, having a barbecue or something outside, in a great mood, sunny day. Next thing you get an email, you've got a copyright strike, and it's like it really ruins your day. You wouldn't believe how much it can ruin your day, because you get 3 copyright strikes, your channel's gone. Doesn't matter. It's gone, permanent. Every video, everything's all gone. So that's why you've got to take note of them. You know, you've got to try and sort that out. So this is why I've done what I've done, so to speak. For that reason, because all my my newer stuff is all like mine, so to speak. It's never going to. It's never been on any other channel. You know what I mean? Except some of the stuff that I've shared, like Old Men's Talking. I mean, me and Roger obviously both share that on our channels. That's different. But otherwise, nothing has ever, been seen on YouTube anywhere else. Another question from Ramon about this spirituality stuff. When a loved one passes, would you be able to feel them in this lifetime? Maybe a sign of them near, or do you need to be a medium? So, what? Well, let me tell you this. My mother passed away in 1982, and my spiritual awakening didn't really come till about 1985, I think. But I felt her presence around me every year, stronger every year, from 1982 to around 89, 90, I think it was. It was almost to the point I could almost like she was in the room with me. It was so strong. It was so strong I could sense her. And then one day it was gone. I remember asking, why, why has it happened? And a voice came in my head said, because you didn't need me here anymore. Didn't need me to be here, or something like that. I can't remember, something like words like that. So yes, and I wasn't a medium then. I wasn't even a healer. I was nothing. I didn't, and yet I experienced that. So yes, you can. Yeah, it's type error. You don't need to be a medium to do it, no. On my video, my podcast video, asking for a sign, if you haven't seen that, if you look on that, that's happened to me when I asked for a sign, and again, I wasn't a medium when I asked for a sign. If you get a chance to watch that, that's to do with me asking for a sign from my mother, again. So again, I wasn't a medium. I'm sort of like a trainee medium now. I'm starting to become a medium with different things. But it's like a slow process, very slow process. That's all I can say. Yeah, for sure. So I definitely wasn't a medium when I had signs from my mother. A few times I've had from my mother, I definitely wasn't a medium. And I've had signs. So that answers your question. Yes, you can. You could feel their presence, yes, for sure. And if you feel thing to do it, you can ask them for a sign. It's really up to the individual and how they are, how their walk is. So there we go. Answers that. That's brought us up to the hour mark. Good God. Didn't expect that today. I was 17. My mother passed away. She passed away in front of me. She was ill with heart trouble, and she passed away. And so I was in the age of 17 till I was 1982. So the age, I was 25 then, say 1990, 89, 90. I can't remember the exact time around there. So I would have been 24, 25, I think. Was it? Would I have been? Wait a minute. Yeah, 24, 25, yeah. When it stopped. Well, strange stories asked. Also, as a medium, I've heard that you mere conduits for the sources that are to flow through. Is that true? Yes, your channel. Basically, it's the same with healing. Um, when you heal, it's not coming from you. You're channeling the healing from. I don't know from where really. I don't know, but you are channeling the healing. Another healer said to me, it's doctors and stuff over the other side that you're channeling them. I don't know if that's true. I don't know. I just know that I'm channeling it. And it's the same with mediumship. It's like it's a different sort of channeling, but it's the same thing. It's a channel, and it's for me it's sort of like a push, you know, to do it. Um, and I've only really done it in small ways, but it's like a push. Um, you That's the only way I can describe it. It's like a calling. Not everyone can do it, I don't think, but we're all born with the connection to the source. We're all possible can do it, but not everyone does do it. You know, I do know that, and some of the mediums I know they go along and I said to them I wouldn't touch a Ouija board with a barge pole, and they said, well, Ouija board is quite safe if you ground yourself and protect yourself. But most people that use Ouija boards are like college kids or someone who've got no clue what they're doing, and for them it's extremely dangerous. So I would never recommend anyone doing that, you know. Um, and I don't know if I ever would again. I've used a Ouija board when I was very young, and I don't think I would use one again. Even though I'm a lot probably more protected and grounded now than I've ever been, I still don't think I would do it now myself.
Now, when it comes to Ouija boards, what's your take on that? What kind of effect do you think that it does whenever you use a Ouija board?
Um, well, you're opening a gateway to the other world, but and you can connect to people. Oh, partner's messaging me. You can connect to people who you can connect to people who passed over. You can do it. Yes, you can. But how can you say? Most people will, when they do use a Ouija board, they're sort of like a bit fearful. Like, what's going to happen? They're a bit like, and it's the fear. It's the like dark spirits or whatever you call them. That's what they attach to. That's what they focus on that fear, and that's why sometimes you can maybe bad things can happen from using a Ouija board if you're not particularly guarded or grounded and what have you. So that's why I don't recommend using one myself, because uh, if you're a medium, it's everyone I speak to who's a medium. It's pretty much a calling. You're sort of guided to do it. You're guided through a very slow process, and you just sometimes it's slow, sometimes it's faster. But it's like you're trained for it, so to speak. Yeah, to get that connection to the other side. You like train for it. It doesn't happen. Not me. It doesn't happen overnight. Whereas a Ouija board, anyone can go on one and use it with no protection, no training, and you're opening a door to the other life, and you it could cause a lot of problems. You know, it can, and that's my perception. For a trained medium, for them to use a Ouija board, I think it would be totally fine because they know exactly what they're doing, and they know exactly because they're connected to the other side already in a strong way, and they know how to deal with it. But for a person who um, has got no experience or anything like that, then no, I'd stay away from. I really would stay away from Ouija board. And it's this from somebody who's got a strong connection with the other side. I still would say I stay away from myself, I'm sure. And Ramona said, "Damn, I'm sorry to hear that was way too young. I think losing your mother is a lot harder. It is very hard, yeah. But I've had a lot of signs of her, and that sort of helped my grief no end. It helped a lot, actually. It might sound a bit graphic to some people, but it's made my grief go from, say, because it's been over 40 years since she passed. It's been 41 years. It's made my grief go from, say, being like having, say, 60-70% hole in my heart to maybe 10% now from the signs I've had from her. So it's made a massive difference to me. It's like there's a few, loads of ways, So it it's all good. Now, it's not, obviously I'm sad, like the fact that she's not seen her grandkids, like physically down here, not seeing her grandkids and stuff with me. Yes, that gets me the most, to be honest. But knowing that she's still around, yes, I know 100% she is. So when you know that, your grief is not so bad and stuff. Then I gotta have a drink. So we've over an hour. Oh my god, I did not expect this. Did not expect this today.
Did good.
Yeah,
You just sat there thinking, oh man, I'm just gonna have this coffee. It's gonna get
yeah.
cold on me and everything. It's what
If I know
song
it's
was you?
if I know it's gonna last this long, I'd comb my hair.
Yeah, what song was you planning on singing?
Sorry, you broke up. And what did you say?
Is that beer in that mug? You said coffee, but I swear
All
it's
right.
really
We've still got 5 people watching. That's good.
it's really good.
Oh, so the message is no rugby tonight, so that's great. I don't hate standing out in the rain and cold.
Or is it
Oh,
raining?
so that's some good news.
Is it raining there?
Yeah, yeah. It's heavy rain, winds, it's everything really at the moment. Um, yeah. So we're over time, but I'll just if it's I'm gonna hang on 5 minutes. Anyone else wants to say anything because I want to be part of the reason I want to do this is not just for me to have question and answers, and maybe I will go and have topics to talk about in as time. Maybe I've thought about that as well. I also want to be here for people if they want help. I would like to be here to help people and with stuff because I feel that's important as well. So that's why I'll give you 5 minutes. Anyone 5 minutes if they want to speak, and if not, then I will end it because it's been very successful this time, and especially thanks to you, Roger and Ramon and Piper, for your kind words and stuff. Because it's like this for me when I make a video, uh, especially and I'm making videos. I suppose it's not a toxic environment, but in an environment where it's not really loved, the sort of videos I'm doing, like Wonderful World with us now, putting them there. If it gets to one person responds to you, and you think, "Oh my God, they really appreciate what I've done," it makes a difference, And I think that's what life's about. If you can go out there today and make one person smile today, then you're doing the right thing, If you can do nothing else, you can't talk to people. If you just make one person smile, what the hell? You've made a difference. That's what I think. And I do that all the time. I'm always cracking jokes, especially the elderly people I see in the street. I'm always saying stuff, making them laugh. Just do it all the time. They probably think, who the hell's that idiot? But I don't care, I just always do it, So, there we are. So I'll give it it's 7 minutes past 2 and I'll give it till 10 past my time. 3 more minutes, and if there's no more questions or anything, I will finish it off. But I'm well pleased the way this has gone today. Very well pleased, yeah. And thank you again, Roger, for your help. You haven't been asleep yet, have you? Or did you get up early? Jimmy?
No, I have to do an all nighter and then I'm gonna keep it going. I've got to do another episode of my show. I did the round table, but then I'm gonna do another episode to go on with the topics that I've been sticking with. So,
All right. Are you busy tomorrow? Do you want to do an interview with me tomorrow, or are you busy tomorrow?
I'd love to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Roger's doing. He does interviews with people about the gaming channels, so he's going to do an interview with me about that.
Yeah.
That's on. That's going to be. What channel is it? Gaming with Infamous? No. What's it? What's the channel? Is that?
Yeah, it's Gaming with Infamous.
Yeah, that's
The
right.
series is going to be a podcast. It's home away from YouTube,
Okay.
and that's Disney Magic Zach. gave me permission to use the namesake for the Discord channel.
Yeah,
So
that's nice. He's a nice guy. He's a sound guy.
yeah.
He is.
So I'm
Uh,
gonna
I'll have to
try
go
to get
back.
interviews set up through it.
Yeah, and I'll be a top interview, of course.
And that's another good question. Like right there, we can ask you those tomorrow though, because that's a gaming
You
topic.
gaming top? Yeah, yeah. I'd stick to gaming.
And no, I mean like I can't ask you right now because you're not really like focused on the video game stuff. So I'll hold off until tomorrow and ask you the good questions for that.
All right. I've had another question. If you've ever heard the face in the moon, what are your thoughts about that? From Ellie, is it? I've never heard of that. I've never heard of that at all. Have you ever heard of that, Roger? You heard the face in the moon?
Well, I know a lot of
Oh, I
people.
know, I know, I remember now. Yes, I've seen. Yeah. Sorry, you go on, go on.
Yeah, I've heard people saying that there is a face in the moon if you look at it, and there's supposed to be something behind that, or it's always watching you, or something like that to that effect.
Right. Yeah, I think I remember seeing a picture of what it was alleged to be years ago now. It's just come back to me, but I don't know anything about it. I don't know really nothing about it now. Sorry. um, or have any opinion on it because I really don't know much about it. Sound of silence. Oh, anyone else got anything they want to ask? We'll have to wrap this up soon. Otherwise, I'll check if there's any comments because I can't see on my. No comments. No comments yet. No. Down there. I'll just give it 2 minutes then, because I keep saying timing, and I'll just give it till 14:13, and then if no one else, I'll wrap it up because it's and my voice can stand it much further.
See, that's what I was saying earlier. Like good music to put on there. That way you can have headphones and listen to some good background music until you hear the next question.
Yeah, I could do that. Yeah, could do.
You know.
But I didn't expect to go on this long, to be honest, as well today.
Yeah, I
So
know. It's pretty good.
yeah, it's pretty good for the second one. Yeah, I'm well pleased. Yeah. Um. Alejandro MT, higher Alejandro. We're just about to finish it off now. We've been going for about an hour and a quarter, so we're not far off ready to finish. It's the trouble is finding the right time to do this really, because it's too late for people in Australia the time that I do this, and yeah, if I started at 11, then it would be like 5 a.m. for the people, most of the people in the States, depending where they are, and it'd be like too early for them. It's just like, what do you do, innit? It's really awkward. Um, time wise, it's like. Alright, I think maybe we should wrap it up then. Anything you want to say, Roger, before I wrap it up?
No, I'm good. I enjoyed being on here and listening to you talk and stuff and answer questions. This is pretty good stuff.
Yeah, I just realised I never shared the link anywhere. I shared the jitsi link. I never shared the actual internet link anywhere. Oops. hopeless. You know?
It's fine.
I just did it
It's
on
fine.
YouTube, of course. You know, they alert on YouTube, but not on Minds or anything. I didn't do it. I forgot about that. Never mind. I will get better at this sort of stuff.
I I see it this way. This like doing cross platforms isn't really all that great. So
Yeah,
I stick to platform to platform. If people on your subscription list see it and come in, they'll get more used to it, and then like new people, just let it happen naturally.
yeah,
You know.
yeah.
So
I know.
I'm all right with it.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up then. Thank you all who've watched and taken part, and Roger for joining, your co-host today. It's really enjoyable. I did not expect this. After last week, I just thought, oh, I was expecting to be a little bit better, and especially when I knew Roger was joining, I thought it'd be a little bit busier, and I knew I had questions to answer. So, that's from the week, So, but what I might do then is put a community post on my channel asking for people to put questions on there for the next stream. So if they can't make it for the stream, at least their questions can be asked. That might be an idea, and I've thought of that. So, okay, Ramon. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, it was a pleasure speaking to you. Thank you very much. Yeah. So anyway, gonna wrap this up. Thank you everyone who took part and who were watching, who watched this afterwards. Um, Love you all, guys. Really appreciate it. And so I'm gonna shoot off. I gotta get my son from school soon, and we'll catch you next time. So bye from me.